coming to terms with the Indian cricket team selection for the Sri Lanka series. 3 T20Is, 3 ODIs, all beginning from 3rd January and going on until January 15th. But there are 3 people who are at the opposite end of the spectrum. Sanju Samson, Ishan Kishan, Rishabh Pant. We all knew that most of the batters will play the ODIs. The senior players will play the ODIs. The senior players will not play the T20Is. KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma are not there. Hardik Pandya is the captain of the T20I side and Rohit Sharma is the captain of the ODI side. But what do you make of Sanju Samson, Ishan Kishan and Rishabh Pant's position? Who is the most hard done in this entire thing? Here, I will try and explain what is the main factor that got Ishan Kishan the nod ahead of Sanju Samson and Rishabh Pant. So, a cursory look at the squad in the T20Is itself. Remember, this is not a T20I year, it is an ODI year. So, Hardik Pandya is the captain, Ishan Kishan is the wicketkeeper, Sanju Samson is there, but there is no Rishabh Pant. No Jasprit Bumrah, no Ravindra Jadeja. Shiva Mavi has been rewarded. The ODI squad also. Who is there in this? KL Rahul, Ishan Kishan. There is no Sanju Samson, there is no Rishabh Pant, there is no Shikhar Dhawan and there is no Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja. Shikhar Dhawan's omission from the ODIs means his time is almost done and his chances of playing the 2023 ODI World Cup look distant. Ravindra Jadeja still recovering. Jasprit Bumrah has not been rushed back, so there is a hope that both these players will be back for the New Zealand series. But no Rishabh Pant. What is that conundrum? So as I had said, Pant is the only guy left out from both the white ball squads. Ishan is included in both the squads and Samson is only there for the T20I side. Which beggars the relief as to what is the BCCI management actually thinking. At this point in time, the BCCI communication seems to be like the early morning Delhi fog, absolutely clouded. Because there is a simple reason as to why Samson's omission from the ODI squad is baffling. You may want to argue what worked in the case of Ishan Kishan. Why is he been included in both the sides? 2 very fortuitous things happened to Ishan Kishan in Bangladesh. In the ODI series, Rishabh Pant was left out on the grounds of medical advice by the BCCI team. And Ishan Kishan grabbed the opportunity with both hands in that 3rd ODI in Chattogram, where he hit 210. The first overseas double 100 by an Indian batter in ODIs. Pant rested for the series and shockingly, Sanju Samson was not considered in this entire Bangladesh tour after he had played that ODI in Auckland. So this worked in favor of Ishan Kishan and also because both Pant and Samson were either rested or not considered. So that ensured the continuity remained. Ishan Kishan has been rewarded for both T20Is and ODIs against Sri Lanka. Whether he features in the ODIs once KL Rahul is back remains to be seen. But if you have to look at the last 5 ODIs that Pant, Sanju and Kishan played, Pant's last 5 ODIs has included a 50 and a 100. Sanju Samson on the other hand, 150 and Ishan Kishan 2 50s and a double 100. So on current form, you can argue that perhaps Ishan Kishan deserved the nod, and on form if you have to look at it, Ishan Kishan is 76.5. But Sanju Samson has the highest among them all, 84.5. Pant has the lowest with 51.5. Although, apart from Kishan, he is the only guy who scored a century, and that too he scored that century in the Sena countries against England in Old Trafford. What wrong has Sanju Samson done? Because he came lower down the order. Ishan Kishan is a top order batsman. So, is the Indian team management convinced that we don't need a lower order batter, we need a top order. And because of that top order, Ishan Kishan is in the front running position. That means, whatever was said in 2022 at September, October, November, they were all just hearsay. Because the prime reason why the BCCI management might have not picked Pant is maybe he's injured. There are reports that he played the 2 tests with a niggle. If that is true, then he's gone. According to sources close to Sports Today, they have told that Pant has gone to the NCA. So maybe the BCCI wants full fitness when it comes to Rishabh Pant, and then maybe he might be considered either for New Zealand or for the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the 3 ODIs that follow after the 4 tests. But what about Sanju Samson? Sanju Samson seems to have gotten the raw end of the deal, because remember what he said after that South Africa knock. He said that I have been instructed by the team management to don the finisher's role. Now what happens to that? In this entire episode, the one guy who seems to have been hardened by the entire process has been Sanju Samson. Because Samson did well, and look at that average. 84.5 in the last 5 ODIs. Granted, he had a couple of matches against Zimbabwe, but he did well in the South Africa series. South Africa is no lesser opposition. But then all that talk about the finishing role then goes for a toss. Because the BCCI have clearly made it clear, made it clear that the top order is a concern. We already have finishers. There is a Hardik Pandya. So, with that, if Ishan Kishan comes in, then probably your attacking mindset remains. Because remember that 93 that he hit against South Africa included 7 sixes. But it does not solve the issue totally, because long rope now for Kishan. Is Ishan Kishan now going to get a long rope in the 3 months that's going to happen? Because look, he may not be in the fray for the Border Gavaskar Trophy tests, but in the white ball formats, perhaps he might play 6 T20Is and the 9 ODIs. He might perhaps be the only constant in that. So is that the start of the long rope? Because after that, forget 3 months, April, May, June. Because the IPL and injuries that might follow the players after the IPL could ensure we do not play with our core until the Asia Cup, which is in August, September. Then you got October, November for the ODI World Cup. So we are kind of repeating that same cycle that we did in 2021 and 2022. So once again, if Pant is injured, then I can understand the logistics of him being dropped for the Sri Lanka series. But what about Sanju Samson? Because Samson has done well in the opportunities that he's got. Last 5 ODIs included. So you wouldn't play him at all in the T20I format. And by the way, if you have to look at the T20I format, Pant is much ahead. Yes, Pant deserved to be dropped for the T20Is because he did not do well in the chances that he got. But so soon to chuck him out even for ODIs. The only hope is that he's injured and recuperating. But apart from that, Samson not getting picked in the ODI squad for Sri Lanka is a massive surprise. I have every right to believe that he could be hard done, because look, he was one of the few players along with Surya Kumar Yadav to play for Kerala. And in the Kerala versus Jharkhand encounter, it was almost even Stevens between Sanju Samson and Rishabh. And if you look at it, Ishan Kishan, although Kishan hit a century, that perhaps ensured that he's continuing on the form. Sanju once again is hitting good knocks but not converting them into big ones. So, at the end of the day, if you have to look at it, Sanju Samson will be very hard done by this. Rishabh Pant probably is injured. And these 2 instances and these 2 factors have ensured that Ishan Kishan gets the long rope for the Sri Lanka series. However, will he be persisted even for the New Zealand series? That is another story altogether. We hope that there is not too much of chopping and changing in the BCCI. But if I have to pick my World Cup squad based on just this series against Sri Lanka, I think you are going to see Samson being sidelined. Pant could be the backup if you have to pick the World Cup squad today. So that is the current situation at this point in time. Hard luck for Sanju Samson, tough luck for Rishabh. Ishan Kishan, he might do well now to grab more opportunities as it comes his way. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you.